good to go without a word to say for Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver Jeremy Maclin, coming off a season-ending injury that occurred last year during OTAs or practice. Now this year it's a different story according to Coach Chip Kelly, who stated today that full go is the wide receiver, full speed ahead. He's running with the first team as you would expect. He's going to play the slot and the Z position. He'll be all over the field, as will new teammate Darren Sproles. You won't know where to find these guys, where to look for them. One-on-one defense is going to be a little bit tricky for the opposition. You'll have Zach Ertz lining up at wide receiver, Sproles. You'll have the wide receivers in the backfield. It's going to get that much more complex in year 2 of the Chip Kelly offense, and thanks in part to the return of Jeremy Maclin. If he could stay healthy, if he could be that wide receiver who just 2 years ago caught that ball from Michael Vick and ran like 70-80 yards to put the Eagles up by 10 over the Lions. Of course they would find a way to lose the game, but I digress. We're in for a show, folks. Now, I'm still not 100% settled on the Deshaun Jackson move. However, it's going to be a giant step forward if Jordan Matthews, the wide receiver that we got from Vanderbilt in the draft, turns out to be all that he's being talked up by his former coach, who's now the head coach of Penn State. It's going to be something. The Eagles offense, having a year of experience under their belt, believing in the sports science, going to bed early, sky's the limit this year, thanks to Chip Kelly. Speaking of the Eagles offense, Nick Foles, who's set to be obviously the starter, that's not the question. It's who's going to be number 2. There's an open competition between Matt Barkley from USC. Matt Barkley from USC and his USC counterpart, Mark Sanchez, who came over from the Jets. Though he missed all last year, just like Jeremy Maclin, he's back in practice full speed ahead too, according to Chip Kelly. And he took most of the second string reps, which is a good sign because I think most Eagles fans see that he has experience as a starting quarterback, and though he throws a lot of interceptions just like Matt Barkley did last year, if he cleans that up, he could be the quarterback that led the Jets to 2 straight AFC Championship games. Hopefully we will never need to know. Hopefully Nick Foles will stay on his feet for 16 straight games. When was the last time we had an Eagles quarterback play all 16 games? That kind of continuity is hard to replace. The Eagles defense is sure to improve this year. Second year in this system with the 3-4. They addressed it in the draft. I don't know if we could still get the former Oregon Duck 3-4 linebacker. I think his name is Jordan from Miami. That remains to be seen, but I'm confident that everybody that they picked up in the draft, along with last year's veterans, will meld together, and the defense will just be icing on the cake for the Eagles, who are going to score, I believe, close to 40 points a game this year. Elsewhere in sports, there's a little thing called the NBA playoffs I just want to touch upon. I just want to say I'm happy that the Miami Heat lost in Game 5. Even if they win the series, it'll help beat them up, tire them out a little bit, give the Western team a little bit of a chance. I cannot have the Miami Heat three-peating. Oh please, sports gods, do not let that occur. There you have it. The Indiana Pacers win Game 5, down 3-2 in the series. The Philadelphia Eagles over in football are going to be an offensive juggernaut, partially thanks to Jeremy Maclin, the return of a healthy knee ready to go, and Mark Sanchez backing up Nick Foles at the quarterback position.